And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire as Ladalar here in the Republic DLC, where we continue to attempt our A Computer Needs a Robot Army run. We killed 100 infantry and 30 tanks over the end turn. We have 4 decisions awaiting us. Syndicate Priest, okay. His defensive power would not be completely wasted. You're 67 at cold, 55 at hostile. You're 17 at cold.
Yes, sir. Roger
Firm
that, sir.
spending there. Protest and Jura. We usually pay these off because we like democracy.
Order received.
CU has an emergency. I don't want merit. I wouldn't mind losing commerce, but we do like government, so we're going to help.
Roger that.
Diplomacy decision. They foresee war. Okay. So this is going to be a roll. This is one of the weird rolls where it doesn't show you that there's a roll. If it goes well enough, they'll gain opinion. If it goes terribly, they're going to go hostile.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Did not impress them. They've gone hostile. So it's going to be hard to keep them from declaring war on us. Although we will attempt to delay this war just a little bit
Roger
longer.
that, sir.
Yeah, I'm running out of things to sell at this point. Okay, your worker opinion's a little low, but the actual civilian population's about right.
Standing
Call
by.
you up
Order received.
and establish taxation. That'll help with
Order received.
affording the occupation, let's say. Okay, so the rebels in here, or the marauders in here, have been dealt with. You'd like the level of the loose picket in here in case it declines back into war. We've got relative proximity to roads, so I can pull back out if I need to go to Oxydon state.
Advancing.
Can we get these guys to surrender?
Do
Yes.
no harm? Yeah, right.
Some more research bonuses, not a miss. Got you surrendered, so let's get you to surrender. Or surrounded, let's get them surrendered.
We're going in.
There they go.
Mission completed.
Oops. They'll be next. We'll be fine. And it could do with some more food, although, well, we got the farm being built there. Should hopefully provide more food. Should be done next turn, and we'll see if that's actually getting us food positive the turn after next. Still sitting at 5th. Mining overview. None of the mines have run out. Although we're getting close with the one in Polymark. 4 turns. So in 3 turns, I should do peripheral mining. It's accessibility 7, so it'll probably drop to like accessibility 5 in exchange for like another 50,000. Okay. And then done what I can to improve relations with you. Now, Phoenix Bond here is probably the most friendly of the 3. Diplomacy roll, or embassy rolls a little far. Not supportive non-aggression pact. Did scientific cooperation. Scientific exchange is a bit of a reach. I can at least get that one high enough I can't critically fail, so let's try that.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir. Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Success, that gives us more opinion, making it a longer road for them to go from peace to war. I can probably do the same with you. Get scientific cooperation going. These guys have another shadow diplomat, or attempt to. I don't have the one shadow diplomat. That was the one rolling hit. Okay. I have the fate points for it, so let's, to get a little more runny, play the 1,000 credits.
Roger that.
A couple bureaucratic pushes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oops. Meant to still be on bureaucratic push.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my word is still solid, so would have preferred that to not happen. You're still trending up. Ideal is 72, we're at 43, so it's getting worse. Interesting, it's now highlighting as yellow, meaning it's not possible. Did I miss the event? That swapped one of my factions. The syndicate. Strategic Society is the biggest vote share. Majority. Minorities. Steel Front's the smallest. And yeah, none of them are labeled syndicate, so I'm surprised it's showing up as yellow. But yeah, that's where we want to head. Oh, it might be showing up as yellow because it's hypothetically plausible at this point. Oh, faction attitudes towards syndicate is 60. So the syndicate faction isn't yet at 60. Or isn't at 25% yet. Because it hasn't spawned. If it spawns in and gets 25% of the vote, this is going to be real fast and we can swap towards it. Because we need rounds to be more than 80 at the moment. This is even before the syndicate faction exists. So we are trying to run towards that. And tech-wise, coming up soon on Deep Core done. Then we can start rolling for automation. The ecotech will probably go for when Deep Core is done. It's probably back to urbanization for power, alternative to solar plants. Unless we discover something else in the meantime. So another thing is, do I gamble? There is an argument to gamble. No, I'm going to take the gamble. The gamble here is I'm going to call up the mainframe AI. If I fail, and there is a decent chance of failure, but we're going to talk to the AI. It'll spawn in some rogue AI if I fail. We failed. 91 versus difficulty 100. The AI told me we're not logical and civilized enough to merit it as a discussion partner. Told us to leave it alone. And it's angry, so it spawned somewhere. Rogue AI unit. I'm not seeing the rogue AI unit. I suppose it's not a guarantee it spawns the rogue AI unit yet. It might also not spawn until next turn. might have triggered it spawning and it hasn't spawned in yet. That would also be reasonable. Okay, well, let's cycle the turn and see if the syndicate robot shows up, or not the robot, the rogue AI shows up. Yeah, I don't see it yet. We'll check at the beginning of the turn. Okay. We're on to the non-aligned turn. There's quite a bit of non-aligned out there, so not unusual to have little fights like that. Or them trying to sneak through the holes in the coast, or in the guard. Landalar. Landalar, round 48. We killed 200 infantry, 20 tanks. We lost 100 infantry. We have 4 decisions awaiting us. Second of Evolution. Bridge Space's political system has changed to democracy. I guess they've had a changing of the ways, you could say. So they're now a democracy. You want total power over your estate. We're going to reproach the leader for even asking, because we're pro-heart, anti-autocracy.
Order received.
Minor worker strike. 17 credits, we'll
Order
happily pay that.
received.
For the democracy. Safety protocols ignored. I'm tempted to take a pro-enforcement option here. Although we are going heart, so dumping the enforcement for the heart is not terrible. Sure. No accidents. However, some of my colleagues did give me some surprised looks. Okay. New commander for the 10th. This was the new unit I raised. You're not really a military commander. You are a terrible one. Well, the one that would probably learn relatively well in the field.
Roger
so
that.
have it. stream. You is still growing. That's slightly concerning.
Advancing. Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Engaging enemy.
Operation successful.
There we go. Picking you up. Gonna pull back because we're in a bad supply state there. And Letterbox said bridge space became democracy. They're still hostile though, so it's still not going to be necessarily easy to do diplomacy with them. Got 2 shadow diplomats. Okay, so I can do sort of 2 harder rolls. For hostile, we'd still like to bribe you if we can afford to. I think we can afford to.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
There we go, back to 25. Although that'll go down if they start the war. There's the robot. So, we didn't have... I don't think we had a rebel event pop. I think that is robot spawning in. Oh, discovered lightweight alloys. Do the scientific cooperation. Deploy the 10th to try to deal with that robot before it gets too out of hand. What's the problem here? Logistics. The logistics is too terrible there. That's fair enough.
Yes, sir. We're going in. Mission
Okay,
completed.
another batch of marauders dealt with. Okay, Shadow Diplomat, Director, Foreign Affairs.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Major. Trade.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Refusal. We have trade with you. We do have trade with you. Free trade's probably going to be harder. Yeah. Embassy's too hard. No support for now on Aggression Pact. And exchange is too hard. Okay, so we've done the diplomacy we can do with them for the moment. Fair enough. Could do with some more bullets.
Understood.
You're done, so I'll have a better idea if we got enough food on the next. It should have been a 500 food product jump, which would be enough to cover a deficit, so that would be fine. If it isn't, then we'll need to do another farm level. I'll have to do another farm. That's a different problem. If I'm going to do a different farm, I might as well actually get started. Might as well get started. Okay.
I'm on it.
Here we go. Just in case this one is not enough. Because of the desert world, food is somehow retaining some value. Probably because it's not easy for the public to farm on this world. So exporting food is not as bad as it could be. Pretty static down here, pretty static down here. Do I extend the road? I think I extend this one. Deserts are expensive after all. to build roads through. Could start getting colonists. That wouldn't necessarily be the worst of plans. Yeah, let's start getting some colonists.
Standing by. I'm on it. I'm on it.
Standing by. Order received. Order received.
Okay, see how well that goes. Anyway, we're waiting for the syndicate computer to spawn in. When it does, we're probably going to do things like campaign director and public praise on the faction that is the syndicate.
Yes, sir.
You're going to push. I think I can procrastinate a couple more turns before doing the mining, right? Yeah, like 2 more. I'm going to call both
Yes,
religious movements. I'm going to move against one and see if I can move
Yes,
for
sir.
the other. I don't remember how many steps you can do in each direction. Golden sex. 2 cults active. 46% of the population follows a cult. Current average relationship level is 59. The Church of the Syndicate likes us. The Eternity Movement does not. I like to weaken them more, and we like to strengthen them more. If I can. Oh, the Eternity Movement would provide us a research bonus, so we would keep them happy. Increase the production of public assets where it concerns industry, heavy industry, and high-tech parts. So, Church of the Syndicate is like the tech priests of Mars. Mechanicus. We want to make the Mechanicus happy. I'm going to raise the... Thinking of raising the virtue. In 6 turns, we'll be up to level 6. Be able to start pulling sophisticated governance. That would actually be a nice feat to get before we transition to some other government type. We're trying to go for syndicate democracy, right? Everwatch Eye, repair bots, robot session, data retrieval bureau, future bots, and logistical matrix will all be real nice. Yep, let's try to keep the virtue higher for a little bit. One way to do that is spend our political power on 1 legendary speech.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Success. Your roll resulted in 13 more virtue. Let's back up in the 90s. And now we'll cycle the turn. Yes, I gotta be a little bit worried about that robot, because I don't have it well contained. It's also a robot, so it's unlikely, I think, to go running straight for the city. Although if it went running straight for the city, we'd actually probably be in a better situation to contain it. See, I think that's the Emusion Empire actually behind, Emusion Miner behind these guys. So we'll see if they actually break through to us. If they do, we might be able to capitalize on that. Defeat some militia buggies. And the robots didn't move. Interesting. Round 49, we killed 20 tanks. We have 4 decisions. Executive Revolution is continuing. Virtue is rising, although it actually isn't. I just did a 1-up rise. It's going to start declining again. Worker rights. Deep core mining has been complete. Discovered methane synthesis. Fuel is scarce. It might be worthwhile to research the idea to combine atmospheric gases to create methane that could be processed into fuel. And we've discovered laser rifles. Oh, convenient. Draft colonists. Interesting. I don't necessarily know if I want to do draft colonists, but we'll see. Meeting on the Church of the Syndicate. Okay, so can't raise their opinion more, so we'll just keep the policy.
Roger that.
Put it away. In turning to movement, we are going to decrease policy in favor of the cult. We're currently neutral. We're going to go negative policy. Seem harmless. They are obsessed with meditation and connection on what they call the spectrum. Overall, they'll improve loyalty, but their extended meditation sessions have a negative impact on the production levels of our public assets. Current policy towards them is none.
Roger that.
Yes, sir. We'll treat them a bit less to their liking now.
Yes.
Vidcom, serpentization, or water soil. Seeing as we just got deep core, I definitely don't need methane synthesis. Because I've already got a different CO2 tech, or a different fuel tech. I do probably want to eventually get 4 in advanced chemistry. Finishing serpentization probably makes sense. So let's get back to serpentization.
Yes, sir.
When we're done with ammo compactation, I'm going to go on to laser rifles. And I may transition pretty heavy into laser rifles. Well, I have pulled Gauss at some point. Didn't see that pop up. Did we? I suppose that might have actually been shared with us. Phoenix Bond has dropped the relations. Okay. Yeah, it might have been shared with us. I wasn't paying attention to what was getting shared with us. So I got a toss-up. Do you want to go for laser rifles? 8k to do, or go for Gauss in the hopes to get charged? That would, in theory, be... Actually, at this point, if we're including the discovery cost in there, it's probably about the same to go laser rifles versus charged. And I can continue procrastinating on getting ammo factory if I go laser rifles. In fact, actually, ammo compactation is going to affect ammo. Because I don't have charged Gauss. Yeah, let's actually swap to laser rifles on the military council. Call you up.
Standing by for orders. Roger that.
Found laser rifles, please
Roger
do laser
that.
rifles. Okay, the robot's just standing there, menacingly. We got 500 colonists. Actually, what is the action points we have here? Got 150 down a sealed road. That's not the ideal place to put that, but that's definitely not the worst place to put that. If I put like a supply base somewhere in the middle, it'll be fine. So let's think about making that a city. So we'll start off by building a truck station there. And it'll serve as the city center. Any delays on the farm? Yep, the farm is going at speed, and we are making enough food from the existing farm, so I'm not immediately worried. Oxy's 25, you're 67, you're 55. One of these guys broke scientific co-op. Did both of them break scientific co-op? Yes. Or I maybe didn't get one of them to start with. Okay, so let's get the Shadow Diplomat back out.
Yes, sir.
Better scientific
Roger that,
cooperation
sir.
going in. Or, well, attempt to.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Critical failure. Oh dear. I have lowered their opinion instead of getting my deal through. Yeah, they're now democracy, but they're still not interested in actually doing diplomacy. Okay. I think they're less interested in doing diplomacy now than democracy. A little bit short in industry, but close enough. Get another brigade deployed. Oh, and I might have just delayed my construction products because you're probably going to get delayed from that. Whoops. Or you actually, that's probably going to delay both of them because I've put a second one in. You're going to
Yes,
push.
sir.
You're going
Yes,
to push.
sir.
Seeing
Yes,
you have
sir.
loads of experience. So if it's useful experience, you can usually tolerate them having low camp. If I'm going to pick up a Secret Service, this is really useful experience. 50 in covert ops. Grab another one.
Yes, sir.
Camp 4. Ooh. 55, so they're old. Relatively well skilled. $75 int. I may want to have you take over one of the research councils. That 75 int says very productive at research. Okay, I'm gonna wait to get some political power back. Might kick out, well, move the economic director to someplace else. I will always have other jobs for people of capacity 3 and above. Question is it the current job they have? That is not always the case. Okay. So coming back around to us pretty quick here. Round 50. We have 6 decisions awaiting us. 117 reports. Decade of Revolution is in its 26th turn. It's the 36th turn red decade, so it's a pretty long period of time. Gained SPU. Humanitarian aid. Well, that really only helps with miners. We don't know of any at this point. Public praise, open arms, leader investment. Okay. And that's where the drift colonists are coming from. Okay. Draft colonists, draft workers, bureaucratic push. Sure, we're getting my volunteers from. I don't think that's a default card, although I might be wrong. It might be a default card. Okay, so national budget I just usually confirm because I don't change that very often. Soldier morale, quality life in the zones reach 80, or number of leaders in service go up to 27. Well, I know which one of those is easiest to do. Let's just hire 3 leaders. I can do that.
Roger that.
I should probably have done it in a different order. I am going to take the Secret Service Council at this point. We've got someone who's really good for that.
Roger that.
Economic Council. We're not really doing any prospecting right now, and I can do that by card. Probably turn the economic policies down a bit. But no, we'll roll 35, 35, 25.
Yes, sir.
Charismatic Union Chief. Decent chance you can just give him superiors.
I'm on it.
Successfully give him superiors. A little close for comfort, though. That was the min roll for it. Commander for the 11th Infantry. Got you. I want to hold on to be the Spy Master. Got you. You're appropriately terrible to be a army commander, so you have a job.
Advancing. Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Here's the robots, just standing there, menacingly. They do. Oops. Close enough. And you were delayed because it didn't have enough industry. And the farm was delayed. Okay. They'll probably finish up this turn, even though I spent all the industry. Because the zone retains industry from its own production for the projects it knows it's going to have for the next turn. So I didn't get paid the industry I need to complete those projects, so they should finish. Now would be a bad time to add more projects, because I know I don't have the industry for the more projects. Okay, I'm gonna hold. I was gonna have one of our council's people retire. Well, not retire, but leave their current job so I can move them to a different one. Some of these people might actually be getting a little close to when they're going to retire. 65. I think it's 65 plus war stat is when they retire, or no, 65 plus strength. So this person is actually, because of the strength, decent duration left, I think, but also the strength could start decreasing and then there'll be much more opening to retire at 65. Got a job for life, supposedly.
Standing by for orders.
Yeah, so relieve is not an option. Cannot be relieved. I think that we'll get occasionally have a follow-up event where I'm able to remove that. Yeah, so probably have you pull out, give you a different job. Not sure what that job's going to be right now, but probably give them a different job. They're 50-year-old. Something like 37 years left in them, if their strength holds. Leader investment, terrible, so let's play that.
Yes, sir.
More credits invested there. Open arms on you.
Yes, sir.
Made the zone happier. Which is good, they got above 50, that's great. I need 3 more leaders. Most of my upcoming leaders are probably going to be military leaders, so let's just recruit 2 military. Cap 5 military. When I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna take leaders, I'm gonna wait a couple turns and probably fire them, the game's like, oh, you're gonna be firing these people later, so let me just give you the best leaders known to God. Okay. I'll take that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this one will probably get fired in a couple turns.
Yes, sir.
Same here. Okay, let's cycle the turn. We'll get our word score for completing that demand, completing that promise. Have 27 leaders. Add it before the start of turn. So I just hired 3 more leaders to take us from 24 to 27. Okay, we're watching. The rogue robot there is definitely not being too much of a problem, so we're gonna get surrounded and try to attack it from multiple sides. Interesting. What sort of faction is that? Did I just run into a fourth major? Or is that a minor? Round 51. We killed 900 infantry over the end turn. We have 7 decisions awaiting us. High virtue effect. Inspired by the imperial dynamicism and energy in our capital, investors flock together. Okay. Decade of Revolution continues. Promise kept. 27 of 27 leaders. We're about to have a bunch of them fired, but, you know, we got 27 for now. Territory. Minor territory. I would like to know what type of minor that is. First, robots request permission for a personal guard. We're going to report you for even asking, because we're not autocratic and we like heart.
Order received.
Oh, mine's a little high. See if we can get that fixed. Martial code demands that I hire their candidate. Sure.
Copy that.
Cap 1. You're probably getting fired. Enact Worker Well-Being Law. Sir, on the initiative of the Traders Society, the Parliament is holding a vote whether to enact the Worker Well-Being Law. Providing case managers and proper HR infrastructure at the Work 4 level, workers will feel more valued and efficiency gains will be reached as well. Worker happiness +1, public economy gets a 10% bonus. 7% of the remaining BP or a minimal cost of 63. We'll just lean back and let this happen. In theory, this is right on the line. If I wanted it all to pass, I could just, like, lightly touch, and it should stop. In fact, this might not pass, based on the RNG, because it's 50-50. Possible or probable outcome, vote against, yeah, so someone is proposing this, 50-50, probable outcome is it ends up in a tie and it won't pass. I wouldn't be opposed to this, but I'm not going to spend 20 political power to get this passed. I also wouldn't be opposed to it happening, so.
Roger that.
I lent back, see what the vote would change. Government +2, democracy +1. Trader Society is now calling the Parliament to vote on whether it can enact. It was enacted, 62 in favor. So, the mean result I think was 50-50. It rolled high, so it went to 62. New director of the Secret Service. So we could send the Interior Counselor, the Advisor, or the person we got on the bench here with 50 covert ops. Yeah, they got capacity too, so they're not going to get better. And they're already 64, so they might not live very long either. But they've already got 15 ops, and should be good to do the job as a side effect. So,
Roger.
have the job. It isn't taking someone away from a different job. And then, yeah, let's divide it that way. That's fine. We're government, so applaud the investors. Threat of war. The Imperator of Oglia Imperia has contacted us that his forces are ready and willing to invade us. He noted, however, he is reasonable, and a small payment of 700 credits will buy them off. So I'm apparently touching a minor faction somewhere for that sort of event to happen. Where? The Scavengers. Sure. We'll buy you off. I don't need Fist. A little bit of Mind is
Yes, sir.
tolerable
Roger
for the short
that,
run.
sir.
Mine's a little higher than I'd like at the moment. I can propose peace. I suspect they are probably at war. Yeah, at war with the Major. So there's an argument for me to probably fight them as well, but I think I'm more likely to be fighting the people they're fighting. So
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
get peace with them. That secures the border for the moment. The one tile wide border. Yeah, now that we have a head of covert affairs, I can get some real nice rolls on my covert ops rolls.
Roger.
Critical success, 12 spies embedded into that mining territory. We're pretty sure we're going to know the borders of that territory real fast.
Understood.
My construction finished, right? Yes. Truck station, agricultural dome, facility complete. Okay, we're in position. We'll attack on the next turn. There's probably exactly one robot there. It's scary because it's incredibly dangerous for a single subunit, but it's probably a single subunit. And I suppose I'm attacking it with no anti-tank weapons. It's a walker, so probably hold it pretty well for what it is. We're gonna make this a zone. New zone.
Roger
According to
that.
the first SHQ. I'll save up a little bit of industry, but we'll probably get the mines going. Not that I hopefully don't need the radioactives coming in, but we'll get some radioactives coming for the fun of it. Okay, so we're going to replacement set out. I want to know what sort of minor territory that is over too much expansion. Depending on what type it is, we'll probably expand it intentionally towards it. 55, 57, 5, and hostile. Okay, so I should be expecting that to get worse. So we're going to save industry. Probably get another brigade deployed in here. We'll get another brigade for up over here. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be worth trying to keep these guys from rolling over into war at this point. I could probably just throw money at the problem to delay it, but I'm probably better off letting them declare and then doing open contacts into a bribe into proposed peace. That might get us to a more usable level. Okay, I was going to fire some of the bad leaders. Reserve pool. You're Camp 1. You're also going to be relatively hard to fire, so we're not going to do 0 on you. Reserve pool, you're good, so not you. Reserve pool, you're pretty bad.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye. Pretty bad. You're going to be hard to fire. You're Cap 5. I'm going to keep the Cap 5. Okay, so we're looking at you. You're the one I think I want to get rid of the trifecta here. Okay, so we're going to
Yes, sir.
0 retirement, failure. I'm going to try 0 retirement on you.
Yes, sir.
It's probably going to fail, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have to splurge. We're going to have to actually give them a retirement package. Bronze.
Yes, sir.
Oh, they're doing a good job
Yes,
of
sir.
resisting getting fired. Lose 0 seniority points. Yeah. Try
Yes, sir.
again. Rolled a 10. Okay, I'm just having the worst luck there. It's my ability to generate revenue through trade. Let's move some rare earth metals. And even that's not a lot of money.
Understood.
Yeah, I don't want to go up to the silver ones. The silver ones are too much. Okay, those terrible people are going to hang around for a bit. Until we can get a good roll. Anyway, I can either run across the narrow bit here, or I can see if the desert ends. The desert ends somewhere, I suspect. Oh, this is the south planet, so maybe it does go north to south, the entire planet. We actually are close enough to the bottom of the planet. We can see the bottom of the planet. Long way to the top of the planet. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more turn. I would like to see if I can get rid of the robots before we bring the stream to close. War stat. Is covert ops war? Covert ops is war. So buffing your war would be nice.
Roger that.
Blood fire's a little low. Actually, we'll do a change the budget.
Yes.
Next budget change will be without repercussions. So when the next one comes up, I can go ahead and, well, we'll be reducing the budget going towards covert ops, for example. Anyway, we don't want to do Great Archives yet. And from a politics standpoint, we're 3 turns out from sophisticated governance. And actually, the turn after we get access to sophisticated governance, we'll get a poll. So there's a chance it'll be in that poll. Probably won't be in that poll, but it could be. National Innovation Foundation would be nice as well. A lot of those feats are just really good. And then profile, we have SBU. Bureaucratic bonus with intensive worker training potentially being rolled. 3% chance every turn. Okay, cycle that turn. And then we'll take an attempt to get rid of the robot. So usually when I bring a stream to a close, giving everyone a little bit of heads up if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, I try to play out the turn that I load into, and unlike normal part breaks during the stream where I'll stop at the beginning of a turn, because I need to be in the turn to save, we'll actually save before we hit the end turn button. So effectively, play out the turn on my end, but we won't see the AI play out theirs. Be how we do it. So I will get a swing at that robot. We'll go over a few of the reports before I bring the stream to close. If you're watching on Twitch and you want to see any of the reports, now's a good time to leave a comment to the effect. I can go look at various reports if there's reports you're interested in. If you're watching later on YouTube and there's reports that we don't cover, because Twitch doesn't ask for it or I don't think about it, feel free to leave a comment to the effect. I do keep the autosaves from the entire game. So, and I'll obviously have the save from the stream ending. So I should be able to come back and find these reports if you're interested in seeing any of them. I'm not expecting anything surprising to happen over this end turn, although I suppose these guys here could have declared on us, which would have been interesting times, let's just say. We're not quite ready for that front to be hot. But yeah, we are slowly expanding. And at this point, I need to get a weapon tech upgrade. So we're working on laser rifles. As soon as laser rifles are done, I think we're going to do an upgrade on the infantry. And if I'm doing an upgrade on the infantry, we're going to have to really crank out power because we're going to swap over to laser rifles. So ammunition consumption is going to dumpster, and energy consumption is going to go through the roof when we do that swap. But that'll probably be for the next stream. I don't think we're that close to the end of laser rifles. We have started researching it. We got attacked, we held, we inflicted 600 casualties. Round 52. Killed 600 infantry, we have 7 decisions. Waste disposal accident. Decade of Revolution. 28 of 36. Discovered medium helicopter. Gravitronic collector. Extra power. That is nice. Militia needs extra funds. Well, most of the militia is in decline, so we're just going to say no. Use to provide funding. The militia leader acknowledged our decision, but did not sound happy. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm not going to design a helicopter at the moment, so I'm going to say no. Waste disposal accident, you have my full support. Ion doesn't have a governor. Let's get Ion its governor first, so that they've got an ability to actually make a roll. They're taking a -25 with no governor. And I've got Terrible Person A and Terrible Person B on the rolling block here. Although I maybe don't care as much about Ion. Or do I care about Ion? I care about Ion enough that I don't mind pissing off these incompetents, let's say. Okay, so we're going to tell one of these to dismiss you. Hold you in... Yeah, I think we will go with you.
Affirmative.
Okay, so now we're not taking the -25. A D100 plus 109. We do the top one. So for 3 extra political power, we get plus 50 on the die roll. Up against 30 plus 40, 40, so it's an average of 113. So we're hitting the average target pretty reliably here.
Affirmative.
Critical success, danger did not increase. That is good. Diplo, military advisor request from the Ogaya Imperium. So this is the minor. I would get paid 240 credits for giving them some knowledge. It costs some autocracy. Not... that pay us some autocracy, which we also don't really want. I'm not worried about losing opinion with them, so we're actually going to say no.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Training opportunity for the 3rd Polymark Guards Battalion. Mind or enforcement? We're going to go enforcement.
Understood.
Okay, mutants. Okay, so mutants are going to be pretty easy to expand against, so we're going to try to expand against them. Also, as far as we know, the desert keeps going. So if I want to get out, say, onto this sort of not desert island, the solid ground in the middle of the desert, I'm going to have to make the dash through one of the narrow spots in the desert. We have the robot surrounded. And it's a uncomfortably fair fight.
Move out. Mission accomplished.
There we go. Lost one subunit, killed one subunit. Second Independent AT, 4th MG Battalion. And yeah, they've moved on to gaps. So I either need to get on the lasers or need to get my kinetics going. We're currently out teched. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to leave the position so the Camp 4 can fill your spot. Yeah.
Standing by for orders.
I'm gonna
Yes,
relieve
sir.
you. I'm gonna offer you other job. Your director, you're probably gonna get a military command. And that would technically be a demotion, so we're gonna offer other.
Yes, sir.
You're hostile 5, 47, 55.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Major trade.
Yes, sir. Roger that,
Yep.
sir.
Darn. I'm gonna do a cabinet
Yes, sir.
treat. Critical success that brews the opinion of all the cabinet members, which is important because I've probably pissed a few of them off by having someone fired. Of course, the guy we just put in the reserve pool is not happy. Interest in the secretary is as grumpy as he is. Although he didn't appreciate the person removed, that's fair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think for the short term, that is most of what we're gonna do. Can I crush you? 2.6 to 1, probably.
Advancing.
Oh, we're gonna run out of action points, so no.
What mission?
Although we did do some damage. Wasn't a bad fight. Okay, that could definitely be worse. I think that's all the movements we're gonna do. Yeah, let's go through our reports, make sure I'm not missing anything obvious. Construction, nothing's being built. I should build something, so let's get these mines going. Radioactive mine and a metal mine.
Affirmative.
I just remembered something. I screwed up. I should have done that a couple turns ago. Oh, not a couple turns ago. I should have done that last turn. Because we had metal in the metal line in the last turn. Okay, so we lost a turn of production. Lost a turn of production because I missed my timing.
Roger that.
So next turn I will get a decision. I'm just gonna go find the metal mine with 0 resources and press that button. Okay, we're gonna build those out. The mine, you just cost. Oh, the first metal mine I think doesn't. Oh no, it doesn't cost any metal. It costs machines. 2 machines. I have 12, so that's fine. And then you cost metal and machines. We got metal, so that's fine. And I should have enough metal. I should have enough machines. I should have enough IP bouncing around. It's gonna take 2 turns, but that's fine. Okay. Next thing, do you have enough workers? You do not have enough workers, so we dump colonists into the zone. I don't have the logistics to dump colonists into the zone. And I don't have the industry to build a railroad at the moment, so... Okay, that construction is going to be delayed, but that is fine. I'm at the point where I can't forget about it at this point, because it's being committed. We've got construction underway. Hindsight 2020 probably should have only did 1 at the time, because I didn't have enough logistics to deliver the colonists. As I just brought up, I forgot to do the metals. Good thing I'm... Retroactively. Shouldn't check that earlier. Should have done it last turn. Prospecting. Polymark, in theory, has another unknown deposit. Polymark's the main. I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's probably off in the boonies. So I'm not going to build a colony to take advantage of that right now. Buys. I could put more out, but we spent most of the little power. Mostly I ignored trade. Victory progress. We are in 6. So I think from the height of the stream, we were as high as 5. We've dropped back down to 6. Yep, back at 6. Back in the middle of the pack. Either doing particularly great or particularly poorly. Treasury flow. I am, in theory, actually making money. Doesn't necessarily feel that way, because I've definitely got money pressure on us from a diplomacy standpoint, but we're technically making money at the moment. Something about 50% sales tax is useful for money revenue generation. So I suppose if we're making 50% money, or actually making money, I may be in less of a rush. Get up the Empire dashboard to get the apatritic score down. And we are approaching target. Target is 59. So we're both between us getting the target down and growth. We're going to soon stop growing. It's going to stop getting worse. Probably still kind of want to get it down, or at least get it trending down before I expand the bureaucracy more, because with the new cities I could technically do another level or 2 of bureaucracy. So our laws. One of the laws I was talking about earlier in the stream is democratic constitution. As long as the constitutional law is in effect, we cannot change our system to become non-democratic. I'm not sure if that is an actual block, or if it makes it really expensive to swap. I do know this can be overcome, obviously, if you have a coup. But we've got this in here, so I think we can peacefully without a really large expenditure. You're supposed to obviously come in and remove it if you want to go. It doesn't actually cost any maintenance. It's just you passed it and it's there. Virtue report, we're trending down due to dullness. So there is an argument. Get the apatritic score down. In fact, this is being reduced pretty heavily because of our higher government policy, but still, we can get the apatritic score down. We are trying to go syndicate democracy can be reached. Syndicate democracy can be reached with this ideology. We have the tech level. I don't have the syndicate faction vote because the syndicate faction hasn't spawned yet. We're 52 rounds in. Most of the factions apparently are actually in favor of syndicate democracy. So the faction attitude is actually minus 60. So I think we only need to go 80 turns minus whatever faction vote the syndicates. So I think the moment the syndicate faction spawns in, we're going to be swap in ideologies pretty quickly, or we'll at least be eligible at that point. No demands pending, which is good. It means I don't have a demand to forget about. And we got units far away from the SHQ. We're getting taking some combat penalties because Fist is really low. And you're probably already seen the budget. Cyber precision at 17%, laser rifles at 5. What was the turn progress? Less than 1%. Oh dear. Cyber precision going a little bit faster, 2%. Yeah, that's the struggle with having small bureaucracy on slow game speed. And then now have the ability to pull sophisticated governance. I don't think we pulled it. Because I think we just had a pull. Great archives. No, did not pull it. I think it might be a legendary card, so it might take like only like a 2.3% chance to pull it. And then, yeah, tech-wise, we've done a bunch of work in ammo compactation, but we actually swapped to laser rifles, which I suppose makes ammo compactation important. Organ stabilization, would like to find metal soil filtration and high-tech. And yeah, I think that's basically the summary of where we are at this moment. At the end of round 52, we are sitting in the middle of the pack. None of the factions have gone off and started to run off towards victory. Although, if my understanding of victory score is concerned, I think about half the victory score is accounted for. So if we were to say unify all the majors under one power, which would be a whole lot of war, that would be a winning state. So I think the minority of the land is unclaimed by a major at this point. Just we're in the middle of the pact, and there's enough of us here with 11 of us that, you know, you have to actually start killing other majors before you're going to get in a reasonable state for war, or a reasonable state to win. Which, talking about that, is something we are probably going to have to do at some point. That's why I want to get the laser rifles. Laser rifles will be a significant jump over the assault rifles that we're running. So yeah. Once again, I'm going to remind everyone, if you're watching live on Twitch and you want to comment responded to, now's a good time to leave it. If you're watching later on YouTube and you want to see anything, feel free to leave a comment. I'm now seeing that the internet might be gone, which is probably why I'm not getting any comments from Twitch. I'm seeing the internet may be gone. Or at least that OBS is struggling. See if that sorts itself in a moment. That's not a me if that's the case. I think the browser is still working. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe my internet just went. Let me go over the schedule for YouTube. I'll repeat it for Twitch if the internet comes back. Tomorrow we're doing Solar Expanse. The day after that is... Now I'm trying to remember my schedule without being able to look at it. Solar Expanse, Old World. I think we're going to finish up Old World. Then we'll be back on Factorio, and then we will be back on Shadow Empire on the 4th day. If Old World finishes early, 2 days from now, that will probably get replaced with Frostpunk 2, depending on how early it finishes. If it goes for like 3 parts, then we'll probably do a round of Terraformers and Red Planet Awaits. But that's the upcoming sort of schedule if you're watching on YouTube. But yeah, that's the schedule for the next 4 days. I think we just had the reconnection. So if you're watching on Twitch, hope you've been enjoying. We are going to be bringing the stream to a close. Just a reminder, if you want to comment responded to, now's a good time to leave it, now that we've got back in here. Hopefully we weren't offline for too long there. But yeah, I'm going to wish YouTube the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream. And bye for now.